Hi everyone, Vicky Verley here, Rock and Roll Prophetess. Today we're going to take a look at the new moon on June 16th, 2015 at 10:05 a.m. Eastern Time. And it's occurring at 25 degrees Gemini 07, Sun and Moon 2507. Mars is very much in the mix here at 2436. I mean, it's less than 1 degree out of the new moon point. So Mars is the action. It's the action planet. It's getting things done. It's charging. It lights the fire in the air. Air feeds fire. Um, the other thing I was thinking about is Gemini. Yeah, it's mental. And sometimes with Mars and that, your mind can just get ahead of itself. You can just be in your mind, in your mind, in your mind. But it's air. And air is breath. And that would be the way to, alleviate if you are getting real busy-minded up here. You can get into that breathing, get control of your breath. And I was just thinking about hiccups. Whenever I get the hiccups, that's what I've done since I was a kid. I just, breathe in a paper bag and do all this different stuff. And I would just, really slow, just really, really get control over my breath. And it would always stop a hiccup, which in a way, hiccup can be like sort of maybe a violent kind of a Mars, it's a reaction in your body or something like that. I don't know. There seems to be something, but there sure is a lot of Gemini energy up here, including Mercury in Gemini in its home sign up here, but that's not conjunct in with the new moon point. The other thing is it's opposing the galactic center, would be over here somewhere. So I'm not sure if that's relevant, but I think it kind of is. And it's all kind of, it looks like it's all kind of pivoting down here on Pallas. I mean, with Gemini, and that's the mind, and Pallas is invention, there definitely could be some kind of major, again, breakthroughs, enlightenments, kind of the things that I thought about, talked about in the last reading, and, the things of your mind, discoveries of the mind, or looking at things, thinking in a new direction, a new way. The other thing that's happened here is this, over down here is Scorpio is at 2954 Scorpio. Saturn is. So Saturn has officially moved back into Scorpio. And once you know, what's been in the news all over the place is all this sex crime stuff is coming up again. Last time it was Cosby. This time it's the family on TV with all the kids, and then the former Speaker of the House. And there's this somebody in Parliament, I heard something about that. So there it is again. This it's like these dirty little secrets, or you're going to pay your dues. Saturn, you're going to pay your dues. Like I said when we were talking about Cosby, he thought he got away with it. And so, oh no, you didn't. And with these, I'm not sure about the one in Britain, but I know for sure the Secretary of State and the family with all the kids. This was a long time ago, in both cases. I don't think in either case, I don't know if it was, a Saturn cycle like 28, 30 years, but, I think it was a good 10 years or more, or I wouldn't be surprised if we looked into some of these, if it wasn't like a 7, 8 year or a 14, 15 year, because those are those Saturn cycles as well. Those are those quarter turns, those are those squares, but, sometimes astrology really does work, and it's just amazing. We go back into this 29 Scorpio, this karmic degree, and Saturn's like, oh, you thought you got away with that? Oh no, you didn't. It's gonna come out. But this thing keeps popping up. Other things. That's in the national spotlight or international spotlight, whatever. But this is stuff in our personal lives too, for sure. And it's these deep, dark secrets. It doesn't have to be sexual in nature, necessarily. But it is these deep, the depths of our minds. I feel that there's a lot of shame around this, coming from all perspectives. So, what do we have shame about? What do we shame ourselves about? What do we, make ourselves feel bad about? That could totally be, what could be popping up here with this Saturn and Scorpio stuff. The other thing I was thinking about too, I did think a little this time. Where's that Chiron and stuff? Where was that at? There was Chiron, it's in Pisces, right? Where's the Pisces stuff over here? Yeah, Chiron oppose Lilith. And how last time I was talking about how in both cases it can be like extreme, you know. I mean, it's, you know, this is what I've come up since then, rather, with, you know, Chiron can be the victim I was talking about last time, and Lilith is anything but a victim. But in both cases, it can be extreme. You know, what do you call it? This energy of Lilith, like the, what do you call that? Somebody who's going to go out and, you know, do right, like Robin Hood or somebody. The Avenger, you know, this avenging spirit or something, that can be carried to an extreme as well. You know, that can be taken a little bit too far. I mean, of course you should stand up for yourself and not, you know, subject yourself to over and over woundings with this Chiron thing. And, you know, people get stuck in that too. That can be taken to extremes. I'm the victim, poor me, I was wounded. You know, and then you do at some point, you got to pick yourself up again over here with the Lilith energy, but out to avenge, you know, out to, you know, sometimes it can be a crusader or something, you know, that can get carried away too. In both cases, it's not like either one is right or wrong, or either one is, you know, it's the extreme, it's the extremities of it. And I think that's something that's prevalent in our world today in so many ways, you know. And with Pisces too, you get into the spiritual aspects of it, you know, and a lot of people get carried away with their religions and politics and stuff. And Virgo trying to control, and Pisces being free, you know. So there's these extreme energies going on, and neither one is good. Any extreme is never a good thing, you know, in politics and religion. And for the most part, it's not going to represent the majority, you know, it's just not. But there's always going to be these extreme, or the fringe, you know. So there's that element. So it doesn't have to be that I'm always going to, you know, you don't have to be the victim, but then again, you don't have to always be, I'm so hard, I'm so tough. You know, you have to find the balance. And that's where the node is too right now, right? We've got the node in Libra. So the node is all about finding balance, right? So that's a big thing. That came to me real strong after I did the last tape, but I didn't want to go back and edit it. But yeah, so let's not get into extremes. And if you find yourself really charged up about something, chances are you're going there. You know, chances are you're going there. And so where's the outlet? You know, where could we go? We could go to the breath. And let the, you know, the air energy, let that breath that's going to calm you down, allow it to calm you down. You know, that taking the deep breath thing, you know, count to 10 and take a deep breath. You know, that's just, it's not just a cliche. I mean, it has real valid things connected to it. And even if you're not into yoga or anything else, you know, it just is. You can, you know, they show, you know, breathing slower slows down your heart rate, everything. You know, it's a proven physiological thing. Whether you want to tie in spirituality or anything, you know, spiritual practice to it or not, you don't have to. They've got this opposing palace, and this is squaring this thing too. That's why I was drawn to speak about it too. I didn't really notice, but we do have a rough grand cross in the mutable signs, if you count palace in here. But if nothing else, we definitely have a T-square with the nodes again. Okay, so a new moon in Gemini. Let's just get down to like basic things. Okay, new moon in Gemini, third house, your neighborhood, your siblings, talking, chatting, emailing, sending. I think Mercury has gone direct by then. Yeah, Mercury's going to go direct this Friday, I think, Thursday or Friday. So Mercury's direct. It's moving forward. A new moon in Gemini. Getting involved in things in your neighborhood. Your siblings, your cousins, your friends, your everyday activities, your everyday routines, you know, it's social, being social, you know, having lunch, getting out and talking to people. These are all the things that are good to do under the realm of this new moon in Gemini. I keep coming back to this thing. Okay, Mercury squaring Neptune. So I talked at length about this last time. We had this square about, you know, what you're thinking and how it could be, the perception could be off and everything like that. You know, Neptune is illusions. Mercury is mental clarity. Neptune can fog it up, can make you foggy. Again, some other examples I said, if you're a drink or a party, you could say something stupid, you could let a secret slip. But I also feel that this is good for creativity, definitely, and that it's trining the nodes too. There could be, trining the nodes in Neptune. There's a mystical, magical quality to Neptune. And there could be some magical things in chance meetings or chance encounters, or lucky breaks, or things things could be said, or in your neighborhood you could see something like in your neighborhood that just strikes you as all of a sudden. I saw the most beautiful tiger swallowtail the other day. I didn't have my camera with me, but it was just something about it. And that's definitely the realm of air and butterflies, and it was just gorgeous and beautiful, and it was just going all the flowers in my garden. And I could have ran and got my phone or my camera, but I said, no, I'm just going to sit here and enjoy it. I don't have to run and get it on film, instead of being in the moment. And that's not really having to do with this, but I was just compelled to talk about it, about like being in the moment, being here, being present. Well, we have this Aries energy too. What's going on here? We've got the South Node is conjuncting Vesta. Well, to me, that talks about getting back to basics, getting back to, again, I want to say, like a more simple way of life. The home and the hearth, the more natural. When you think of the days of the home and the hearth, there was you cooked every single item of food. You went out in your garden and picked it, and you had a pot over the fire, or which is fire Aries, on your your hearth in your home, and you made your pot of stew or whatever right there, and you had your herbs drying right there over your hearth and everything. So going back to those ways, that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a vision of one of those old time, big fireplaces with herbs and stuff, plants drying over it, and like a big black kettle, something cooking in the pot. What you got cooking in the pot there? I just thought of pregnancy too, because sometimes they are one in the oven. There's some kind of saying about that. But anyways, yeah, so that's what I'm kind of vibing on with this. I'm feeling like getting back to some more simplistic things having to do with food, and in a way it would be like our footprint, I think, too. What do you call that? Where you would eat the foods that were grown in your own garden or your neighbor's farm, and it would all be right there. You wouldn't. So I'm feeling like there's an element of that coming in here too. I'm trying to strike a balance with that, with Vesta, going back to the old, simpler times, but a good way. And a lot of this Chiron and these extremities of religion, too, they want to go back to the old ways. But there's good things about the old ways, and then there's some not good things about the old ways. I don't want to get into specifics necessarily, but like treatment of women, for instance. Lilith is a woman. The old way was not good. Or, the treatment of people of different races and things, that was not good. And, there's a lot of things that weren't good. And blocking of technology because of religious beliefs, Like when they didn't want to allow stem cell research. So why, I don't want to offend anybody or get into it, but, it's like, so, maybe going back, something that, people that were more quote-unquote primitive than us, we are now, it wasn't all bad. There was something about the knowledge that they had about just the earth and the natural cycles of things, and how they worked within the cycle, the natural cycles. You couldn't get you didn't get certain foods at different times of years. You ate what was grown near you. And I'm not saying you have to give up foods that are imported or anything, but, if given a choice, maybe go that way and make things more simple. Venus is going to get up here and hit that Jupiter, but it's a little ways off yet. We're still about 9 degrees off. That's going to be such a cool thing. That's going to be, you've got all this heavy-duty oppositions and squares, and Saturn is so heavy, and Scorpio. But this Jupiter-Venus is going to be a real nice, bright spot. Really, I should have looked and seen when that was coming up, but of course I didn't. So that's going to be something really fun and lighthearted and making things a lot better here. You know, that's going to be a really bright spot. You want to probably look at your own chart and see where it's going to hit, because that would be extremely lucky too. You know, Venus and Jupiter. Venus is considered luck and good fortune, and Jupiter totally is too. If you are gamblers, you know, this would be a good day to gamble. I guess depending on, you know, everybody can't win. I wouldn't be surprised though if some big jackpot might not be hit on this day. You know, like somebody hits a big whatever, Powerball or something like that, as far as just gambling goes, or something like that. If it was in your 5th house, like if you were Aries rising and this Jupiter Venus was in your 5th, then yeah, definitely go gamble. Or if it, say if you were Aries rising and it was in your 5th, you know, you can meet somebody. It could be a big time love thing. Venus is love, and Venus is money and beauty, and it's just a, you know, the planet of love and beauty, and Jupiter's going to be in there. In the sign of Leo, though, too, so that's just fun. You know, that's a really good spot. You know, it's fun. It's lightheartedness. It's not taking about all the heavy things. It's getting out and playing. It'd be a time to go out and play and have fun and, you know, forget your troubles. Come on, get happy. Forget your troubles. Okay, so what else is going on? Is Pluto's unaspected for a while. Pluto's taking a little break just as Saturn goes into Scorpio, though. So we're still dealing with the Pluto-Saturn energy, as Pluto, you know, Pluto's a ruler of Scorpio and Capricorn, in the sign of Capricorn, and uh, the other way around. You know, it's a mutual reception that Saturn rules over Capricorn, and it's in the sign of Scorpio. So, you know, but for now, the actual Pluto is unaspected, and we've got, is there a grand trine in air, too? Yeah, so we got, see, I was picking up on this stuff, and here Ceres is in a grand trine, too, with the node. So we got Vesta with the south node, and Ceres in a grand trine with the north node, and Mercury. So this is, again, this, you know, when it kind of vibes back to what I was just talking about the old ways, and you know, you grow what you eat right there and everything. You know, I was in the northern hemisphere too. It's summer, and if you take into count Mercury too, it could just be too. Go ride your bike. There was no cars in the olden days either, electric or otherwise, right? They rode horses and but a bicycle. And you know, I live in a city where bicycling is really big. You know, I'm a big bicycler too. So, and in the summer, you know, a lot of people, you know, just park your car, ride your bike. You know, Mercury. That's totally Mercury. That's totally 3rd house. You know, riding around on a bicycle. But it could just be something like that. You know, do what you can to. I guess with Mother Earth and everything, but I'm really getting more about what we're eating with Vesta and Ceres. I'm more about like our consumption of food, and I'm getting simplistic too. And I want to say don't overcomplicate things. And that's another, can be somewhat of a downfall with the Mars and all this Gemini stuff, is like, you know, you're just thinking, da, 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 you know, in your head, and then, you know, your mind is just going 90 miles an hour here. So simplify. When in doubt, simplify. I think that's a big message in this chart. Not that, avoid extremes. So if you're getting charged up, overly charged up over anything, step back and breathe, because the extremes are just never good of any kind. And we can get stuck in energy. We can get stuck in the victim mode. You know, I know people that have been stuck in victim mode their whole life, and I was in victim mode for years, you know. And then, you know, you can, this other thing, well, now I'm not the victim, and I'm not, you know, I'm this, you know, you can get in this other where you're always, you know, if you're looking for something to be offended by, you're going to find it. It's another thing that came to me this week. You know, you can get offended about just about anything. You know, if you're looking for something to get offended about, you will find it. And, you know, it gets back to the same thing of how we're always reflecting back to ourselves here. So, again, whatever you're offended about is probably something you need to look at within yourself, you know. But, you know, this 3rd house and Gemini and stuff, so what are you looking for? See the beauty in things. See the beauty in simple things in life. See the beauty of the butterfly dancing in the air, in the flowers. And see the beauty of, you know, just something real simple, you know, maybe bring some flowers in your house and put it on the table and pick some food from your garden. And there's just this simplistic beauty about the whole thing that's pretty magical. Yeah, even though Venus isn't in that Jupiter range yet, it is opposing this Ceres too. Venus opposed Ceres. Well, actually, this could be some kind of lover stuff here. You know, in Venus, your pride. If this is some kind of lover's pride, you know, thing, try not to let your pride. But again, we can get back to this extremes, you know. And that's often the energy of the fixed signs, is going to extremes and refusing to budge or, you know, be an inch. You know, the Libra North Node is the compromise. It is finding the balance, finding a middle ground, finding that balance. Okay, well, I think that's about it. For everybody who doesn't know, if you're into astrology, I do cancel that, go away. I do these Tapestry of Life mandalas. I haven't talked about them lately, but I do. These are all made from your astrology chart. It takes me quite a while to do one of these, but it's kind of a labor of love, and I really like doing it. And what I do is I take the aspects from your chart, and I fill it in. And if you look at these things, you will see stuff in there. I mean, there's all kinds of things. You see past life stuff, you see all sorts of stuff. And I do, when I'm making them, I kind of do a little rundown of whatever I'm picking up when I see it. But here's just there's a few examples of those. And as always, if you're interested in getting a reading, you go on my main channel. You can find everything, including some of my other channels, which is my music channel, some rock music stuff that I do, and keyboard lessons and stuff. And my children's channel, if you have small children, be sure to check that out, Learning Songs for Kids. It's actually my name, Vicki Verley. It was my first YouTube channel. And there's links to all that, as well as, besides the personalized mandalas, I do these zodiac ones for each sign, available in black and white backgrounds. It's on Fine Art America. And my Beast Mistress Animal Oracle cards. And everything about me is on this How to Order a Mandala page. It's Order Everything is really there. It says all the mandalas, the cards, and then the readings is here. And then, of course, you know, you go down and it's all the different readings. And at the very bottom, you can make a donation if you'd like. If you're on a regular computer, you go Home, Videos, Playlists, Channels, Discussions, About. And it lists everything right here. All my stuff is listed there. And I think you can support this channel too there. You can do a donation through PayPal or through this Google Wallet thing. And I'm going to get on Patreon too as soon as Mercury goes direct. I'm working on that, so by the time the tarot reading is up, I should be on Patreon as well. Okay, so thanks everybody for watching and liking and subscribing to my channel and liking my videos and sharing them and Google Plusing. I appreciate all your support so much, and the donations, no matter how small, I mean, it really does helps. It all adds up in the end, and I'm very grateful to have all of it. Remember that you are love and beauty incarnate, and I'll speak to you soon.